Could the economy grow faster? The economy could initially grow faster slightly under Trump's plan. Excuse me, to cut corporate tax cuts, but that impact could fade over time, especially due to the impact of deporting millions of illegal immigrants. That's immigrants here, according to Oxford Economics. I think if we know like where the illegal immigrants are, then what is stopping? Like, if they're here illegally, then what is stopping the current administration to no longer have them here illegally? I think there's such an assumption about like exactly how many illegal immigrants there are, and it's like, well, if you know where they at, why are they still here? The conversation on illegal immigration is insane to me. Now, you can talk about we need to pass different legislation, amendments, whatever you want to do on how to immigrate into this country, but illegal immigrants is non-negotiable. It is non-negotiable. You whether you want to build a wall, whatever it is, you can't come here. You can't go to another country illegally. As a U.S. citizen, you cannot illegally immigrate to an. You cannot be an illegal immigrant. Because people always have justification for people doing it here. It's insane, and the strain that it can put on the system as well. And a lot of people say that they're still paying taxes. Sure, they're paying taxes, but they're undocumented. That means the population. Oh, geez. That means that means the population is not correct. So let's say you got in this town, you got, for simple math, 100,000 illegal immigrants, right? Well, if that city is slated to deal with 1 million people, it's from a population standpoint, but there's 1.1 million because there are 100,000 undocumented people. There's going to be a significant strain on everything: the schools, the hospitals, all those different type of things. That's what happened during COVID. A lot of people don't know. Again, I've already said this before. The main reason that things got shut down is because the hospitals were over capacity. If we run out of space in hospitals, people can't go nowhere. You got to shut everything down. That was one of the things. So when it comes to making sure that people immigrate here legally, part of that is to make sure we have the correct population count, or the census, or whatever number you want to say, or whatever statistic you want to use. But you need to know how many people are in a particular area so that you can have the services to service those people. What? Real GDP growth could be 0.3%. Okay, higher. The one thing I love about economics is that people continue to act like it's a foolproof plan. Like, we gotta wait to see what he implements, and we're gonna see what happens with the economy. But it's a global economy anyway, so there's so many things that impact. It's not just what President Trump is looking to pass. Will housing become more affordable? That's probably not, right? They're gonna say probably not due to deportation. The issue, by the way, isn't that housing making housing more affordable, in the sense of that housing is not affordable right now due to the interest rates dropping significantly during the panorama and people buying houses. Now those same people cannot sell those houses. They cannot. Most people, if they were to buy their house that they're in right now at the dollar amount that they bought it at in 2020, 2021, whatever it was, when we had those 2%, 3% interest rates, not if they brought up the value of their house has appreciated to just then, but with the current interest rates, or when we had them high 6, 7% interest rates earlier this year into 2023, they couldn't afford the house that they're sitting in right now. And so those people can no longer sell their houses. And those houses are the affordable houses. Those are the starter homes. People didn't go out here during the panorama and buy a whole bunch of $1 million houses. They bought those $200,000-$300,000 houses. Those houses are now appreciated to $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. And they want to sell those houses so that the more starter homes are in the market. Here's the thing: new construction homes aren't cheap. New construction homes in general are going to be the most expensive homes. So we don't need more homes built. New things usually cost more than used things. So a new house, comparatively speaking, a new starter home is going to cost more than a used starter home. So we don't need more houses built. I'm not saying we don't need more houses built in general. But as far as dealing with this affordability crisis or doing what Vice President Harris said, as far as $25,000 for the towards the down payment or whatever it's for, it's like we don't need more houses being built. We need people to be able to transition out the current houses that they're in. We have plenty of houses available. We have probably close like 2 million, I think, houses available on the market, and that's with people who want to move, not being able to move. We have affordability crisis for people who currently are own homes. I say own meaning they don't rent their home, meaning they're paying a mortgage. There are people who have a mortgage and they want to move, but they cannot afford to move. On top of people who wanted to move during the panorama, they end up, when I say getting priced out, or they just didn't have the most competitive offer, and then interest rates end up spiking up, and so they're just sitting on the sidelines as well. Shout out to sideline Cory. They're sitting on the sidelines as well. Those two things are causing significant issues from an affordability crisis. And again, they're saying that because you can ignite inflation. Okay, yeah, okay. So they're saying it's going to be things by inflation and possibly increasing due to its tax cuts. It's going to make the Fed not actually just because the Fed does a rate cut doesn't mean rates lower, but it can make the Fed not do their rate cuts. And they're going to say that means then that ensure rates being higher, it makes it more expensive to borrow. Makes it more expensive to borrow means less people in theory are going to be getting mortgages. Second, deporting millions of undocumented immigrants, and it could impact the housing sector, which already faces a severe shortage of homes. There's not a shortage of homes because it relies on these workers to build new homes. Correct. But again, building new homes doesn't help with affordability. The theory cannot be that we need more new homes built, which in short are going to be the most expensive homes. That's not going to make it so more people can afford them. The issue is not that we need newer homes built. It's not that we don't have enough houses. They're telling you we don't have enough houses. That's not the case. I know plenty of people that want to move, but they can't move because they can't afford to move. It's not that there are no houses for them to move into. If there are no houses for people to move into, then we would need new homes. That's not the case. People just saying, I can't afford to move. Not that I don't have a house to move into. They say, I got it. I found it on Zillow, on Redfin. I can't afford it. Mass deportation proposal from President Trump would have a chilling effect on the construction industry, shrinking the already constrained labor force, installing badly needed new housing construction, she said. At the same time, proposed tariffs will increase building costs. Here's the one thing. Where is the conversation about creating a pipeline for Americans, mainly men, American men, to be able to do construction type of work? You can make a lot of money doing construction work. Now, if you're going to say this is the immigrants are cheaper labor, it's like, I thought that was a whole issue with like having children in sweatshops, that you're underpaying these people and having them do like all this strenuous labor. Now we're saying like, hey, pay these people a fair wage. Isn't that what y'all complain about the damn minimum wage about? I'd be so confused sometimes. Like, what is, like, do you want to pay people a fair wage or not? Don't say we can't have American citizens do construction jobs, because then the people who are doing the jobs currently, undocumented immigrants, are being underpaid because they're undocumented immigrants. So we're underpaying them because they're undocumented. We're not giving them a livable wage. What they do when they come over here, usually most of the time, I'm not going to say a number, but it's a lot of them to one particular, apartment or house, whatever it is. The whole family usually stays in one place. But now we're saying, hey, give American citizens these jobs. Well, no, we can't do that, because then we have to pay them actual livable wage that we're not paying these undocumented immigrants, and it's going to mess things up. What? So we're supposed to keep? I thought you want to take care of the undocumented people when they come here because they're fleeing these war-torn countries or cartel-ran countries. We're gonna underpay them because they're undocumented. What? Think about that logic. Which is it?